Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at two micro brand mechanical hand wind field watches. Other than that, not much in common between these two watches. So on the left we have the Islander collaboration with the Urban Gentry TGV. It's the Rangemaster mechanical, $320, and it has a flat sapphire crystal. And on the right, we have the SWC Trench with the oxidized dial colorway, $595. And this has a box domed sapphire crystal. My preference for crystals would be flat sapphire first, but the box dome, you get the look of a dome, but also most of the legibility of a flat crystal. And here's the flat sapphire crystal, so you don't get any distortion at all, just nice and easy to glance at it and read and tell the time. This one also does have a sapphire crystal display case back. You see that nice looking movement there. And that is the Miyota 8N24 movement. It's a skeletonized movement, as you can see here. 6 beats per second and 42 hours of power reserve. The SWC does not have a display case back. It does have a titanium case back though, so I'm assuming the titanium is lighter than a sapphire crystal case back. So reading the back of this one, you can see 10 ATM, sapphire crystal, Swiss made, manual winding. So that's 8 beats per second there, vibration per hour. And then all titanium. So yes, this is a titanium case, and it has a coating applied or a process applied to it where it increases the hardness to 1000 on the Vickers scale, and that's about 5 times harder than stainless steel, which this watch is stainless steel. Most watches are stainless steel. This is 316L stainless steel that's bead blasted to give it this cool look, this matte case finish. It's not brushed, it's not polished, it's bead blasted. So looking closer at this movement, I like that when you wind it, you can see all the gears moving here. Very cool. See the balance wheel spinning. And this is a limited edition. They do not make these anymore. 1,000 of these were made. This is the second collaboration between the Urban Gentry and Island watches. Perhaps I have another one. I don't know, but maybe. So anyway, looking at the second hand here, this is ticking at 6 beats per second, and the SWC is beating at 8 beats per second. So this sweep of that second hand looks a little smoother. So they offer this watch in 5 different colorways. Actually, this one looks like it's sold out right now, the oxidized. They also have black, white, gradient, and then a blue color. The gradient is kind of like a gray. It's like halfway between black and this oxidized. So this kind of looks like an old black dial watch that had faded over time. So really cool looking watch, and each one of these dials is unique. So the lume will be interesting to compare. This Islander has really good lume, and the SWC has really good lume as well. This has 20 layers of C3 X1 lume applied. This has the C3 lume. Everything's loomed on here, the logos, the outer indices, the inner indices. And then here we have the hour, minute, second hand, and then the numbers here are loomed. So they both do have push-pull crowns, push-pull signed crowns. They're both rated to 100 meters water resistant. Any hand winding watch should just have a push-pull crown, in my opinion. I'm trying to think if I've ever had a hand winding. I think I have one hand winding watch that you have to unscrew the crown to wind. It's a, I think it's an Alpha or Pagani design, one of those. I need to sell that watch, but that's a topic for another day. Just look at this real quick too. Another Field Explorer type watch. So 39 millimeter. 37 millimeter here on the Islander. This is quite a bit thinner though. I don't know. The Explorer I think is under 12. I think it's like 11.6 if I remember correctly. And then we have this other thing. This is titanium, so kind of trips you up a little bit when you pick it up. 38.5 millimeter diameter on this one. Sometimes I wish I would have gone with the black colorway, but it's my thing is that all my watches, a lot of my watches are white on black, so I really like this one being a little bit different. It's really easy to tell the time. Let's just say it's not hard to tell the time in the studio lighting, but for me in different lighting it's a little hard to tell the time with this, but it's a cool looking watch regardless of that. Alright, we talked about the case and everything else, so let's get on to the dimensions. Rangemaster 45.2 lug to lug. SWC is 45.6 lug to lug. So something else I like about the SWC is that it has drilled lugs. I really like all of my watches to have drilled lugs, especially watches I'm going to change straps on. The Rolex, I just keep them on bracelet. The bracelets feel so good, so I don't care about having drilled lugs on those. So 45.6 lug to lug, 38.5 diameter versus 37 diameter on the Rangemaster, 9.7 thick versus 9 thick on the SWC, which is kind of impressive considering it has that big dome crystal, but the movement would have to be thinner, I'm assuming. It doesn't look like it's that much thinner, but it is, so very interesting. I would say perhaps the bezel might be hiding some of that thickness, so you have that bezel there, and then this bezel is very slim, so a little deceiving there. Both have 20 millimeter lug widths, and both straps taper down to 18 millimeter. And they actually both have 6 millimeter crowns too. So some similarities there. Just look at the crowns. Overall, I like the bead blasting, but when you get to the logo, it kind of doesn't look as good. So maybe if they could have engraved the logo after the bead blasting, give it a little bit different look. But maybe their goal was to have the overall muted look here. 48 grams on the Trench versus 58 grams on the Rangemaster. Not sure if you saw, but I somehow got this strap looped in there, so it kind of distracted me a little bit. Alright, let's get these on wrist, and then we'll check out the loom. Oh, before we get there, the Rangemaster comes on this fabric strap. I'm not sure how it breaks in over time, but initially it's a little stiff. The leather on the SWC was very nice and supple from the very beginning, and it's feeling even more so after wearing it for a bit. And also this comes with a nylon, a fabric Velcro strap or hook and loop. Not sure if they paid for the Velcro trademark, but do have a milled tang and buckle. It's titanium. And then we have a stainless steel milled tang and buckle on the Rangemaster. So let me know in the comments which watch you would pick. The Trench is, again, about twice the price. $600 versus $320, $595 more specifically. I think it's a lot of watch for the money. Both of them offer you a lot for the money. This watch is Swiss made, and it's titanium with that hardened coating. So I'm on the second. Actually, I can get it on the tightest one, but for this video, I'll just leave it on the second tightest. This strap looks so good with this case, with this dial. Speaking of the case, I need to show you this case in more detail. Kind of got ahead of myself here. So, feels really light. It's nice and thin on wrist. Just good looking watch. Maybe I should go on with the black. I don't know, but I do like this colorway. So we do have a brushed and polished case here. Titanium, you don't typically see polishing like this, so it has that nice polished chamfered edge there. And I do have a Grand Seiko Snowflake that has a nice polishing on it too. I haven't looked at these all that closely, but this does look very nice. It's not Zaratsu polishing like the Grand Seiko, but nicely done for the price. Okay, now onto the Rangemaster on this fabric strap. It's a nice looking watch as well. And I think you'll be happy with the lume on either of these watches, but one of them is brighter than the other one. All right, let's check out the lume. Well, I figured since I had it on wrist here, might as well throw it on the table. So we have the Rolex Explorer, we have the Rangemaster, and then the SWC Trench. So the SWC Trench indices are brighter than the Rangemaster. The handsets are pretty similar, not the exact same hand shape. So the hour hand on the Rangemaster has a little bit more surface area for the lume. And then the Explorer on the left, it's different lume color, so it's kind of hard to tell the brightness, but I would probably rank, I would say Explorer, then the SWC, and then the Rangemaster, but good lume on all three of these watches, especially considering that they're field watches, not dive watches. Dive watches typically have a better lume than field watches. So that will conclude this video. As always, thank you for your time, and thank you for watching.